Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. Right. That is it for disclosures today. No additional sessions, just our regular 9:30. Crude triggers short at goes short on this 90401 trade from 7003. Picks up target 1 for 18 ticks. Comes back, stops out at 69.97 for 6 ticks. So 24 tick net, one and done session. Crude getting done quickly. Unleaded also, I think that this long trade, get in sync, is going to be too fast to execute. 8 seconds after our 9 o'clock start time, we're already up here. Actually, it does come down, so we do pick target one traders pick up a win there. So target one traders pick up 55 ticks and then get 836 to 854. Another 18, that's another 36. So that's 36 is, or no, I'm sorry, just 18. So 73 ticks. Target two traders get 36. Then pick up 79 on this short. Target one was 51 to 793, and we stopped out at 796. So that's another 48. So we go 36 and 48 is 84, and 79 is 163. So it's a really strong morning on unleaded. And I'll go ahead and bring up the micro NQ. Start time was 4 minutes after the market open. It's just occurred. Market is open. That one's questionable whether or not we were in that or not before it hit money management. So I will assume that one is not a trade plan trade. Pound Aussie. All right, and soybeans. Looks like, and we stopped out of the pre-market trade on the YM. Soybeans is in a short. That became valid. It was a stop and reverse that actually became valid. After the prior trade stopped out, we did pull back up and pick up money management. Or I'm sorry, we pulled back and picked up, we got a 6-tick minimum target. So that's what our current is. We have a possible short on micro NQ. Pound Aussie entered the trade at 850.06, or got the setup at 850.06. Picked up target 1 and a 1-pip trailer. Target 1 was with 13. We picked up 4 more positions, so 17 pips, 1 and done on the Pound Aussie. There is a new long setup on Micro Russell. That's avoidable. We have a new short. Actually never triggered the long. Short did trigger in. Needs to move down 2, and we take a full stop. Now we go back long again. So far that's avoidable. It's good in sync. I would say not in that trade yet, and stopping out, so that's a no trade. Soybeans hits target 1. That'll be a 1 and done session. Short trade on the YM. YM coming off session highs, just right around the market open. And we do trigger it. We get in sync with the, and now we have a stop and reverse long. Make it 71 1/4. $1.25. Oh no, that's not right. That stayed actually in the short trade, I believe. Oh, 85 and 3, so 86 3/4. It stopped out, so it is off the table. Yeah, we stayed in the short. So we're still there, looking for that. So we're still in our short. Stop is up here. Looks like we took a full stop. A lot of activity on Micro Russell. One loss. That one yeah, that was going to be a loss. That one is avoided. And that, I'm afraid, is a no, looks, yeah, we got a break even on that one, so we have one loss, one break even, and now we just had a win. Actually, targets 3 and 4 on the win. YM short was a full stop out. We now have a new short. So we're short the YM. And we stopped out at break even on soybeans. We did pick up target 2, so we picked up targets 1 and 2, 6 and 10 ticks, 4 points, and then we pick up 2 more ticks, 1 tick each for 2 positions. We pick up 4.5 points and a one and done session on soybeans. And we do finally stop and reverse to long on micro NQ. That's going to be 86 3/4 again. This one's a bigger trade. Target 1 is going to be our actionable target. Okay, we get target 4 win. Take another. Yeah, that's another full loss. So that is loss number 2. And we're now in the long trade on the micro Russell. No need to move the money management, but if we stop out here, it will end the session. And we stop and reverse the YM into a long trade. And that looks like it just hit money management. Stop and reverse will be at 41. Three-tick adjustment. So let's see if we are going to use target 1. Yep, still 25 ticks, and we just hit it. So stop to 42. Money management actually started trailing early. Money management now on micro Russell. And looks like we break even. Yeah, break even stop on the micro Russell. 2 break evens, a win, 2 losses, 1 more trade. Win, lose, or draw. That's the last trade of the session. $44 now for the stop on the YM. Short setup on the micro Russell. Still in the long trade on the micro NQ. This one's big enough to move the target down to target 2. YM stops out at 244. That's a no trade on the micro Russell short. Avoidable with the spike right to the entry and then going up to stop. YM with a filtered short. That's a crossover filter. And now a long setup on the micro Russell. This time we have not hit the entry, so the stop is not going to cancel the trade. We need a crossover of the cat lines to cancel the trade. Which there the trade cancels, and now we have a short setup. And that does trigger in. And goes for full stop, and that ends the session. 3 losses, a win, 2 break evens for the 6 trades. Second loss on the micro NQ. We stop and reverse to short 60 3/4. It's that's right at the active stop. So full stop out for loss number 2. Lost it, and then hit. Then we immediately take loss number 3. So that ends the session on the micro NQ with 3 quick losses. Now what do we have left? Left. We have the YM, which is playing catch up after a couple of opening losses and a win. And we have the 10 a.m. crude mini session coming up. And that's it. Everything else is done. We got just under 7 minutes to go to crude mini session. YM going short. Got 26 ticks. Up there. No, 28 ticks, I'm sorry. On the win on the YM. We do have a get in sync short on crude. Another 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm sorry, we're just 2 losses on micro NQ. So and then the short was the third. So yeah, we are out. We're done with looked at that and then didn't see the three losses at first. All right, money management in target 1 on the YM. Stop at 223. This time we pick up 34 ticks to target 1. Stop down to 216 now. Stop, moved down, and now stops out on the YM at 206 from 224, 18 ticks, 52 on the trade. So we picked up 90 ticks. Let's see what where we are actually. We lost 80 ticks on trade number 1. $213 to $241. 28 ticks, 56 on trade number 2. So 136. We're down 46. And there's a long trade. Push that up. Let go to 29. And you just went up to 30. Yeah. 31 is where I would up to 28. So I'm going to put the entry at 31. Give us a sneak peek there. And now it does push through. So we're in the trade. That's a 3-tick adjustment. And the crude trade has now gone too far. So we're in our 10 o'clock session and we're waiting for a new setup. You can take up to 2 more trades on the YM. Actually, we just traded 1 more. And full stop out. So Risk was 48 ticks with our adjustment, so that's another 96. Down 142 with one trade to go. Still waiting for a setup. Still in the early short. Wait for a new setup on crude at the 10 a.m. session. Well, I am pushing down pretty hard, as is Micro Russell. Micro Russell at new session lows. Micro YM going down through the session open. And crude pushing down hard as well. Still waiting for our first 10 a.m. mini session trade. That short that crude is currently in, coming from the 4930. Still a valid get in sync up until just before the 10 a.m. mini session. Up to 3 trades on our 10 a.m. mini session on crude, 1 trade remaining on the YM. And all 7 of our charts will be done. YM approaching its session low at 44.095. Short trade on the micro Russell. That looks like a winner, but we are done in our session there. And we also have a short trade on micro NQ. All three indices down at session lows now. Micro Russell and micro NQ setting new session lows. YM right at its session lows, bouncing off. Bouncing at the 44.1 level. Now, YM didn't get up high enough to get a trade off the 20 SMA. Micro NQ is a break-even trade, even though we're done on that session. There's a long trade on the YM. Bare minimum trade is 21 ticks to target. Stop is sitting 2 ticks above the session low. I would push it down 2 ticks below at 93. Long trade on crude. And there's a 21 tick target. So down 121 now. And the stop will come to 124, break even. So it's going to take quite a up move to get us positive on this final trade on the YM. I would push the, as I said, I 69.22. I'd push down to, I really don't want to push it down to 19, but that's really where it belongs, is 69.19. It's a 4-tick adjustment, which is bigger than I like. And it looks like it may hit that. Just push down to, and we did get a short setup. That is a stop and reverse at 22, and I'm going to adjust that down to 19. Sitting right above the session low. YM stop moves up to 32, it looks like. 33. So 9 ticks on trailer so far. Well, based on my adjusted trade, we're still in the long. My original adjustment of the stop below the session low and of the stop and reverse. So we have a stop and reverse at 69.19. And since that has triggered unadjusted, stop up to 139 now on the YM. 15 ticks. With the adjustments, we're still in the long trade on crude. And now we have another long setup that triggered, so that cancels the stop and reverse. So our stop is still down at 19. This long trade has a stop at 19. But we are still in the original long. And the stop and reverse is canceled. And YM stops out, so that session is done. 149. 25 ticks on the trailer. Puts us down 96 on the session. Tough day. Just a little bit out of sync. So now we see what crude is going to do. So long on crude is our only active chart. One active trade, one active chart. See where that goes. That's still our first trade of the session, the mini session. All three market indices looking like they're going up. Something I didn't do this morning, should have, is to check volume is still December on the YM. And on the micro Russell, and still on the micro NQ. So I have not rolled today. Maybe tomorrow, certainly by Monday. Crude up to entry level again. $50 EMA coming down through our target 1. That's likely to provide us some resistance. That plotted stop is for the subsequent trade. We're still in the first light blue long trade, and the subsequent trade stopped out at break even, but we're still in the original long. Still in the original long trade. Adjusted stop at 69.19. All right, up through the entry level again. I have to track it manually now. Targets 57 and 65. Not able to get up through the 50-cent level. Definite resistance there. That's also just below the 50 EMA at 53. There's a new stop and reverse. It's going to be at 29. And it reverses. So there's their stop and reverse. All right, there's the trade. Money management will move down to 19. So our target goals will be targets 2 and 3 rather than 1 and 2. This is just the second trade. This is definitely a watching paint dry scenario. Money management at 19, targets at 14 and 07. Ruby doesn't want to push down through the 69.20 level. Session low at 69.21. All right, it's coming up quarter till 11, and the market's not moving much of anywhere, so I'm going to wrap it up for today. Since we're only watching the one chart in the second of three possible trades. That's not nice. Moving up toward the 50. $50 EMA down below the 50-cent level now, 69.48. Yeah, we're just going sideways. So I'm not going to keep everybody here. Have a good afternoon, good trading tomorrow. Check your volumes on the market indices. We're really close to rollover to the March contract or contracts. Have a good weekend. Check those volumes tomorrow and Monday, and we will see everybody on Tuesday.